Okay, so now you have thought of all of your nouns and your adjectives to describe Farmer Bean's appearance. So now we're going to start creating our expanded noun phrases. Well, I'm going to create some expanded noun phrases for fantastic Mr. Fox. And then in a few moments, you will also be creating some expanded noun phrases for Farmer Bean using the nouns and the adjectives that you have just come up with. So we all know that in an expanded noun phrase, you have a determiner, two adjectives separated by a comma, and then you have your noun at the end. And I have got jigsaw pieces here because some of us sometimes forget some of the parts. So therefore, we have a jigsaw piece for each part. So we will know if it's not full, if each jigsaw piece isn't full, we'll know that we're missing a part, okay? So I'm going to start by creating an expanded noun phrase for fantastic Mr. Fox. So I'm thinking of all of the nouns that I thought of for fantastic Mr. Fox's appearance. What did I think of? Oh, yes, I'm going to describe the eyes, okay? Fantastic Mr. Fox's eyes. Now, let me get my mind map up that I created with all the nouns and the adjectives because I've already done all the hard work, haven't I? All I need to do now is put them into an expanded noun phrase. So, first of all, before I have a look at my adjectives, I need a determiner at the start, don't I? Now, what determiner could I use? Well, I'm describing Mr. Fox's eyes, aren't I? And therefore, I could use the determiner his something eyes. Well, let's have a look next at the adjectives that I used on my mind map to describe Mr. Fox's eyes. Well, I've got beady and I've got sharp. Well, shall I use those two adjectives in my expanded noun phrase? I think that's a good idea. So I'm going to have his and then beady. So there's my first adjective. Now, what do I need after my first adjective? Can I remember? Ah, yes, I need a comma, don't I? And then after the comma, I need another adjective. Well, I've got beady and sharp. So I'm going to have his beady, comma, sharp eyes. Now, can you see that I've filled each of my jigsaw pieces here? Well, that's because I've got all of the parts that I need in an expanded noun phrase. I've got his, which is my determiner. I've got beady and sharp, my two adjectives, and I've separated them by a comma. So the comma has its own little jigsaw piece. And then I've finished with my noun. So there we go. Using my adjectives and my nouns that I've already come up with, I've created my first expanded noun phrase for fantastic Mr. Fox. Now let's have a look at another one. So this time, let's think of the nouns that I thought of. Oh yes, I would like to describe his tail. Okay, now again, let me get my mind map up. Now, whose tail am I describing? What can I use as my determiner? Well, yes, I'm going to use the same determiner as I used last time. So I'm going to say his something tail. Now, what am I missing in these jigsaw pieces in the middle? I'm missing some adjectives, aren't I? So therefore, how many adjectives do I need? I need two, but oh, look, on my mind map, I have three adjectives. So let me think which ones I like the most. I've got thick, tattered, and bushy. What adjectives should I use? Well, I think I like the adjective thick to describe fantastic Mr. Fox's tail. So I'm going to have his thick. And then I can't forget my jigsaw piece for my comma. And now, am I going to have tattered or bushy? I think I like bushy. Okay, so his thick, bushy tail. And again, all of my jigsaw pieces are full because I have included each part of my expanded noun phrase. And I've just taken those adjectives straight from my mind map of fantastic Mr. Fox. Okay, so I've created two expanded noun phrases. I would like you to now think of some expanded noun phrases for fantastic Mr. Fox's coat and ears, remembering your determiner, your two adjectives, and your comma in the middle. Okay, so pause the video now and have a little think. What expanded noun phrases could we have for his coat and his ears? Okay, year two. So did you come up with some expanded noun phrases using some of the adjectives that we thought of earlier? Fantastic. Okay, so let's start with the coat. Well, what determiner shall I use? Well, I don't want to use his again. Maybe in my sentence I could have said he wore a coat. So therefore, I'm going to have the determiner a coat, a something coat. What adjectives did I use to describe his coat? Well, his jacket. Well, let's have a look at my mind map. Okay, now let's have a look at coat. Yes, I was going to use blue, wasn't I? But now I'm going to use navy. And I'm also using smart. So I've got navy and smart as my two adjectives. And I've taken those straight from my mind map. So I don't need to really think about them now because I've already got them. So I've got navy and smart. Okay, so I'm going to have a smart, comma, navy, coat. So I've got my determiner, a, and then I've got smart and navy as my two adjectives with a comma in the middle and then coat at the end as my noun. So there we go again. I have got all of my jigsaw pieces full. So therefore I know that I've got every single part that I need in my expanded noun phrase. Now, what about ears? Well, I've used the determiner a and I've used the determiner his. Let's maybe use a number this time. Well, how many ears has he got? Yes, he's got 2 ears, hasn't he? So therefore, I'm going to use the determiner 2. Now let's get my mind map up again and have a look what adjectives I thought of for his ears. I've got large and pointy. So therefore, there's 2 adjectives and I need 2 adjectives in my expanded noun phrase, don't I? So I'm going to say too large. What do I need after large? Yes, I need a comma, don't I? Too large, comma, pointy ears. So too large, pointy ears. I've got my determiner 2, my 2 adjectives, large and pointy, my comma in the middle, and then ears, my noun at the end. Fantastic. Well, did you think of some similar expanded noun phrases? Fantastic. Well done. But if you thought of your own adjectives, that's excellent as well. Fantastic. Okay, now it is time to create your very own expanded noun phrases for Farmer Bean. Now you've thought of all your nouns and all of your adjectives for Farmer Bean. So now all you need to do is put it into some expanded noun phrases, making sure you have your determiner, your 2 adjectives separated by a comma, and your noun at the end. Okay, now on your resource, resource 1, at the bottom, you have 5 lots of these jigsaw pieces. Okay, so I would like you to create 5 expanded noun phrases. So start with the nouns. So pick your noun from your mind map and then use your determiner and then look at your mind map and add 2 adjectives with the comma in the middle. Okay, and again, don't forget if you need to use the different adjectives on resource 2, but please make sure that they are relating to Farmer Bean, okay? Because we are describing Farmer Bean, so we can't make up adjectives about him. We need to make sure that we're definitely describing Farmer Bean. Okay, so if you could go and have a go at creating some expanded noun phrases, that would be excellent. And I'm excited to see all of your expanded noun phrases when you send them to the office. Well, have a lovely rest of your day, Year 2, and I'll see you in our next English lesson. Bye.